Welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. We're starting a new work week, a new month here. We're in the third day of March, and boy, does it feel like January out there today. We'll talk about the temperatures in just a second. For a review of the weekend and why we did not get as much snow as we thought we would late last week, Thursday to Friday, head over to my weather blog, ericwfmj.com. I posted something yesterday that might be, kind of an interesting read for you, a little insight as to what happened, why this storm decided to stay mostly to the south, and the snow that was supposed to add up to 5 to 10 inches for us. At least that's what we originally thought. This is the last vestiges of this system now moving through West Virginia, the D.C. area. Baltimore's pretty much out of the woods at this point. Let the data reload here. And we'll show you that, there's some pretty decent snows going on here in the Mid-Atlantic states today. It's heading down into North Carolina, some mixed precipitation down there. But we are in the clear up here in northeast Ohio and western Pennsylvania. It's bright and sunny. The gray coloring you see here is snow cover on the ground being picked up by the satellite. And, of course, you can easily see how ice-covered Lake Erie is. Once again, look at the contrast between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, which almost has no ice. Lake Ontario is much, much deeper than Lake Erie. It's something like 2,500 feet maybe at its deepest spot, where Lake Erie's deepest point's only like 500 feet. I'm using rough estimates here, but it's quite a difference between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, and that's why Lake Erie freezes much easier than a much deeper lake like Lake Ontario. All right, so the sun's out, but boy, it is cold. Let's plot up the temperatures here on this Monday afternoon. It's a little after 2, and it's only 12 degrees here in Youngstown. By the way, this will be the coldest March day here since 1996, and I'll have to look. This may set a new record low maximum temperature for us today. What I mean by that is the coldest high temperature on record for this date. That may be in jeopardy. I'll have to look up those numbers here. But this is one whale of an Arctic front that's pushing south and east. Look at the temperature contrast on either side. It's 66 down in Columbia. Charlotte was in the 60s several hours ago. Now they're at 37. So the Arctic air is pressing south. Of course, it's a little worse up in the northern plains, upper Midwest. But here in Youngstown, boy, this is remarkably cold air for this time of the year. Thankfully, there isn't a ton of wind out there today, so just look at the wind chills. Yeah, they're not pleasant, but they could be worse if it was windier. It feels like 1 below here in the Mahoning Valley mid-afternoon, an early March afternoon. We got that strengthening sun up there in the sky, that March sun. It's almost as strong as it is in late September, but it's just not doing us much good today because of just how remarkably cold for March this air mass is. All right, so as far as snow reports over the last 24 hours. We'll start out up here around home, and this is basically what we got here. Now, we of course made corrections to our forecast over the weekend, and ultimately our forecast was for 2 to 5 inches. Didn't see any 5-inch reports out there, but a lot of us picked up 2.5, 3.5 inches worth of snow. Let's plot up those individual reports here. 2.3, I believe that's Newton Falls, maybe? Let me see here. That was Warren. It was 2.3 there officially at the Youngstown Warren Airport, 1.9. There's a 2.4 down here in Salem. So we came in at the lower end of our final forecast range. And amounts did get somewhat higher down towards the Ohio River, a lot of 4 and 5-inch amounts down there. Pittsburgh generally got about 3 or so. So there was a lot of reasons why this forecast needed to be adjusted very quickly this weekend. And again, my weather blog has some insight into that. Tonight's going to be a cold night. Record lows are in jeopardy tonight. The record low here in Youngstown is 2 above tonight, and I suspect we do break that. This is the latest NAM model projected temperatures at 4 in the morning tomorrow, right at 0 here in Youngstown, and 1-2 degrees above maybe at best. I suspect there will be some places that go below 0 tonight, and where we have perhaps a little bit deeper snowpack out across here, and also the sky is going to stay clear longer east of Youngstown. There's going to be some high clouds filtering in from the west tonight, and that's why it's probably not going to just completely bottom out here at 10 below or something. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit concerned about that, but those high clouds will keep us from going too far below 0 in most of the valley. Our coldest spots tonight likely to be over towards the I-79 corridor in Pennsylvania. All right, so what's going to happen for the rest of this week? Well, finally, a little rest for the weary this week. We have no big storms coming our way. Temperatures are going to start to rebound somewhat. At least it'll be more tolerable than today. We're taking a look at the latest and greatest European model here. Tuesday afternoon, area of high pressure shifting off the Mid-Atlantic coast over here. There's our high. And here's a little disturbance cruising through the northern Great Lakes. That's why our clouds will increase gradually late tonight into Tuesday, but these clouds will not be efficient precipitation producers. There'll be some snow showers probably up in Michigan and Ontario, upstate New York, but really doubt we see anything here Tuesday. Our next chance to see anything as far as precipitation goes here will be late Wednesday. Here's Wednesday morning, midday, late in the day. There's just a little bit of precipitation printed out here on the European model. Other models have kind of a similar idea here. Just maybe a little bit of flurry activity, light snow shower activity late on Wednesday. And then, yeah, it looks pretty uneventful again, end of the week. Here's Thursday, nothing going on here. Friday, nothing to see here. And then we'll head towards the weekend, and maybe we get a little bit of precipitation heading into the weekend. By then, it may be warm enough that it might be liquid precipitation that falls from the sky. There's going to be a pretty healthy-looking storm off the East Coast mid to late week. Some different ideas on the models as to how far west this tracks. There's a chance it tracks far enough west that there's a decent nor'easter along the East Coast. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be all snow there. There's probably a lot of rain mixed in. But there's also models like the European here, which does not bring it very far to the west. Notice it just sort of scoots it out to sea. Either way, it's not a problem for us, so that is a little good news as well. All right, temperature trends over the next 16 days. This is just one model I'm showing you here, but it has a similar idea to other information that we're looking at. This is the chart I like to show you that is the temperature anomaly chart. The black line, straight line up here that is straight across, that's normal or average, where we should be at this time of the year. Then the boxes, that's the computer model forecast. And as you can see, we're way below average today on the order of 25 degrees or so. Should be close to 40. Right now it's 12 or 13 degrees. We're going to rebound. It's going to be an upward tick towards the end of the week and the weekend. We might actually sneak a couple degrees above average by the weekend. So, hey, 45, that might be kind of nice. And then after that, there is a downward trend once again. And you'll notice there's just no big spikes above average coming through mid-month. This chart takes us out through the 18th. And there's just not a nice 60, 65-degree day like we can get at this time of the year anywhere in there. So if we're going to see some early spring warmth this month, in the month of March, it's likely to be well after the midpoint of the month and probably well after St. Paddy's Day at this point. So not a lot of great news there, but at least we have no big snowstorms coming our way again anytime soon. That's weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday. I'll see you on 21 News tonight at 6 and 11, and another edition of this video should be online tomorrow at about 3 o'clock. See you then.